Hey there everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am Mike, this is Low Def Media, and today we're going to be talking about running. Every now and then on this channel we like to talk about fitness related topics. Most of the time we do talk about content creation and the gear that goes along with it. But today it's kind of an ongoing series. The old guy who runs, or I do some observations about running and fitness in general, because once you cross that 50-year threshold, fitness takes on a whole new meaning. So running and trying to stay in shape, it's a little different, a little more challenging. And so today, what I want to do is talk about, being that it's summer, running in the heat, because it's different when you're older and you're running in the heat as opposed to when you're younger and running in the heat. Because I'm sure we'll all agree that when you're younger, your body can recover faster. And a lot of the things that probably frustrate you right now about your body and sometimes your health weren't concerns when you were younger. So running in the heat. So let's start off with how do I prepare for running in the heat? We'll break this down into three categories. One, how do I prepare for my runs? Two, what is it like while I run? And then once I'm done, what is the recovery like? So let's talk about those three topics. Okay, so topic number one, how do I prepare? What I try to do is I try to stay as hydrated as possible, and I do that with two basic, tools, supplements, if you will. The first one is I take this hydrate, and I'll show a picture of it up here. It's Extend is the brand name, and it's supposed to be a hydration powder that provides a lot of electrolytes and other things that are essential for keeping you hydrated. And so I drink one of those before and after I run. So I'll drink one during the day and then one after. We'll get into the recovery part later. But I also drink Propel, which is a Gatorade derivative. And I take the powder, the little packets, and I mix that with water, and I'll drink that during the day. And so I try to use a combination of those two things to keep me hydrated. Now, I also drink a protein drink, usually during the day, and I'll have a coffee in the morning. Now, that isn't really great for your hydration, but it's something that I have grown very accustomed to, and so it's something that's part of my routine. So just a cup of coffee in the morning as I'm driving to work. And then I also drink a Celsius sports drink in the afternoon before I leave work. Just a little extra caffeine, so on the drive home, because I have about an hour commute, helps give me some of the energy that I need, so I can stay alert while I'm driving. Very important. So that's a combination of things that I drink, and I'll mix in some water in there, and maybe some other drinks like maybe orange juice on occasion. But those are the staples. Those are the things that I drink most often, and that combination does a really good job of keeping me hydrated and keeping me from being dehydrated to the point where my performance is impacted. Or if you've ever been dehydrated, you've worked out the next day, you probably wake up not feeling so great, headache or something like that, because you don't have enough water in your system. So yeah, it prevents that. But then the running part. So let's talk about that. So what I've found is over 50, even if the hydration's good, even if the sleep is good, even if your nutrition is good, that when you go to run, it takes a harder toll on your body. And that I used to enjoy running in the heat. I really thought it felt better than running when it's cold, because when it's cold, you bundle up to keep from being cold, and then your body heats up, and then you're trying to strip off layers because you're so hot, but then you've got sweat going, and then you get cold again. And so it's this whole up and down thing when it comes to trying to find the right combination to stay both warm and not cold, or you know what I'm saying. But then when it's hot, there's only one thing you can do. You can only be hot. There's nothing, you can't carry a fan with you, and there's only so many clothes you can take off while you're running. So when you're hot, or when you're running in the heat, you're just hot and you sweat a lot. And that's where the hydration comes in. I've noticed that, with the hydration that I've been, or the plan that I've got, that I do sweat a lot. And so that's good. That's a good sign that you're hydrated. And, my mouth isn't totally dry while I'm out running. So the hydration part seems to be working. But when I'm running in the heat, I find that I fatigue much quicker. And so on my longer runs, I do take like a goo to halfway through to kind of give me some extra energy. But on the shorter runs, runs that are under 5 miles, it really doesn't pay because, it takes about 20 or 30 minutes for the goo to activate. And so, if you're only going to be out there for 45 minutes, it really doesn't pay. So what I'll do before I run is I'll eat like maybe a bite or two of a protein bar. And that's got a little bit of sugar in it, a little bit of nutrition. And so that helps fuel me while I'm running. But what I found is when it's hot, and here's the interesting thing. When it's hot, when it's 90, I'll say 85 plus, and I run, the first half of the run, and we'll use a 5-mile run as the baseline. That first 2.5 miles, I feel great. All right. Those miles are exactly on pace with what I need. But then as soon as I hit about that halfway mark, that's when things start to kind of fall apart and I am wrecked. And so it's a struggle, a mental and physical struggle to get back. Now, I know I've got the physical capacity to do it, but it just feels so laborious. And so those runs become very challenging. But now, conversely, let's say on a Saturday morning, I'll go out and run 7:30, 7 o'clock, and it's 20 degrees cooler on average, about 70 to 74 degrees. So let's say it's 10 to 20 degrees difference. A marked improvement when it comes to run. This past Saturday, I ran 7 miles, and I felt better after the 7 miles than I did during the week when I was running 4 miles after work in the heat. Now, granted, it's after work. I get up at 5, and by the time I'm running, it's 5 o'clock. I've been up for 12 hours. I've commuted 2 hours, and I've spent 8 hours at work. So that all factors in, but I think the heat has a lot to do with it. It has a huge impact on the level of fatigue that I feel. But in the mornings when it's cooler, man, I'm telling you, I feel like a totally different person. And that 7 miles, I felt much better after that. So let's get into the recovery part. What do I do to recover? Well, I do one of two things as soon as I'm done running. What I'll do is I'll come in, I'll drink some of that Extend hydration. And again, I'll put the name of it up here or a picture of the can. And I also have Podium Hydro Salt. And so I'm not sponsored by any of these people. I'm not getting any money or I'm not getting any kind of commissions or anything. These are just things that I use. And so you can use similar things that, other brands make similar items. So don't get stuck on the name. But I use Hydro Salt and I chug that in a little shaker bottle. I'll mix it up and I drink it right away. I drink the whole thing all at once. And then I go back to the Propel and I'll try to drink some more of that. Or Body Armor. Body Armor is really good. I like that. I like that better than Gatorade or Powerade because the Body Armor has got more nutritional value aside from just the electrolytes and the salt and the sugar. So that's what I do to recover. And it seems to be working so far. Now, granted, I'm only halfway through my training program for my half marathon in October. So these miles are just going to keep getting more and more. The runs are going to get longer and longer. So I will continue to keep you updated on how my hydration plan and the training plan's coming together. Right now, the training plan's good. I'm finishing the runs, but I'm not. What I can't say is that the runs are getting easier or that I'm getting any faster. I don't really care to get any faster. Full transparency, right now I'm running at about a 12.5 minute mile pace, and that's stupid slow, I know, for most people, but for me, I'm happy with just being out there, getting it done, and getting myself to the point where I can complete a half marathon. That's my goal. I'm 58. I'm not trying to race anybody or, chase personal bests, do anything like that because, you're just one you're just run one away from, if you really push yourself to pushing yourself beyond your limits and then something bad can happen. I don't want any of that. So for right now, I'm just happy to be healthy. Everything works. I've got a really good resting heart rate thanks to all this running. And so when I sleep, my resting heart rate is at 47 beats per minute. My fitness age is 10 years younger than I am, so I'm at 48 according to my Garmin. And so all these things are where I need to be. That's what I'm really looking for. Not looking to be, the fastest or run the farthest or any of that. Just happy that I'm still healthy enough to go out and do it. So hey, if you can take anything away from today's video, one, find a strategy for staying hydrated, something that works for you, and stick with it. And then two, just find joy in the running. Don't get consumed with all the statistics and how far you run, how fast you run, and don't compare yourself to others, because comparison is the thief of joy. Because if you start comparing to other people, you'll never be happy with just being you. So hey, you know what? I'm Mike. This is Lit F Media. Today we talked about fitness, and if you like talking about either content creation and the gear that goes along with it, or occasionally talking about fitness, hey, become a subscriber and hit that little bell so you can be notified when the next video drops. And if you got value out of today's content, I'd really appreciate if you give it a thumbs up. Helps out the channel. And let me know down below what your thoughts are and what strategies you use when you go out and run. And how do you stay hydrated? And how do you combat the heat? Oh, we didn't even talk about carrying water. That's been a real challenge. On my longer runs, I wear a running belt. Carries my phone and 2 flasks of water. But on my shorter runs, I just take the 1 flask and throw it in my pocket. But it's sloshing around and it's, you've only got it in the 1 pocket. So I'm trying to find a solution for my shorter runs. Something that's a single bottle. I know there are single bottle belts, but I haven't found one that holds my phone and a single bottle. So hey, let me know if you got any tips for those shorter runs in the heat when you really need to have water with you. So hey, thanks so much for checking out the channel. Appreciate it, watching the video, and we hope to see you in the next one. Take care, everybody.